Good morning, 2-3. Happy Thursday. Welcome to math class. So we are moving, like I said, right along with time this week. We've been doing really well with it so far. Um, all of our lessons have just been practicing telling time to the nearest 5 minutes, as well as yesterday was AM and PM. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Today's lesson is going to be a little bit difficult. This skill is difficult across grades. I remember whenever I had a teacher in third grade, a lot of the students would struggle with this skill because, like I said, it is hard and to understand a little bit. And that skill that we're going to be working with today is called elapsed time. And what that means is we're just trying to figure out how much time has passed between a start time and an end time. So the good news for second graders is that it's a little bit easier in regards to your numbers that you're going to be working with than it's going to be for you when you get to third grade, because it gets even trickier in third grade. So that's a little thing to celebrate for this time. So I'm going to make it extremely as easy as I can for you. I'm going to give you resources, and I'm going to give you a little shortcut for certain problems as well too when we get into the lesson, okay? But I just want you to try your best. Don't stress too much. And again, if you have any questions, you're confused, you always message me and I'll help you through it. So let's look at our instructions for today. The very first thing is watch my video. The second is I put the video from YouTube on this lesson, which just gives you other resources on how to do these problems. And then you're going to complete the problem set that I'll show you in a little bit on lesson 16. And I put the link here again for your homework helper. You would just open the link and scroll to lesson 16, and it will give you the more resources on this lesson. Okay, so when you open it, the first thing that you're going to see is a paper that I wrote using a number line. So what I did is this is an example of what you would do to find out how much time has passed. This is what I used to teach my third graders as well. And we do this. So I'm going to come back to this in a minute because you won't need this for every problem when I show you my shortcut. Okay, you will only need this for certain problems. So you will most likely need to have a paper and pencil today to do your work on certain problems, okay? So I'm going to come back to this page. Then when you come, this is going to be the very first page of what you need to do, okay? And obviously up here I already wrote watch the video for a shortcut, because this shortcut is going to make it a lot easier on you guys. So the shortcut I'm going to start with first. So the shortcut is only used for certain things. So they're telling me for letter A that my start time is 2 p.m. and my end time is 8 p.m. And they want to know how much time has passed. So yes, I could sit here and I could draw my number line and my loops like you saw above. But because I'm dealing with both two double zeros here, as you can see, they both have to have double zeros. So this has double zeros and this has double zeros. I have a shortcut that I could do when that happens. I don't have to draw a number line. All I have to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to subtract them. And just like with subtraction, please remember that your bigger number has to be on top. Okay? So I'm going to take 8 o'clock, and then I'm going to subtract 2 o'clock. Okay, that's it. And again, the only reason I'm allowed to do this is because these numbers are the same, 0, 0. So now when I subtract, I have 0, 0, I bring down, and then 8 minus 2, I know is 6. So how much time has passed? My answer would be 6 hours. You have to remember hours, okay? You have to remember to use that unit. You can't just write 6, because 6 could be 6 seconds when we're dealing with time, 6 minutes. You have to make sure you're clear on your unit. So I just want to make that known, okay? So again, this works when both numbers that you're trying to figure out how much time has passed, if they both have the same, okay? So I'm going to show you another one that you could use a shortcut for. Let's look at letter D. So letter D says 1:30 p.m. is the start time and 8:30 p.m. is the end time. Now again, we could use a shortcut here because they both have a 30. Both of them have a 30. So our shortcut we can use here. So I'm going to come over here, but remember when you're subtracting, you have to put the bigger number on top, okay? So I'm going to put 8:30, and then I'm going to put minus 1:30. Okay. Now, again, this only works because it has the same thing. They both have the 30, okay? So now I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. Putting down my sign. 8 minus 1 is 7. So my answer over here that I'm going to put is going to be 7, and I have to put my unit hours, okay? And that's that. So the shortcut is great, okay? You guys are going to love it. You're going to want to use it. So to help you out even more, you're going to notice that on these pages, you're going to see check marks, okay? You see all these check marks. If I put a check mark, I'm giving you the clue that the shortcut will work on those problems, okay? So I'm telling you that the shortcut you will be able to use anywhere that I put a check mark. You will just be able to subtract because they either both have the zeros or they both have the 30s, okay? So you will be able to use your shortcuts wherever I put check marks. Now I want to go over what happens when you can't use the shortcut. So let's look at this problem, okay? We have 7:30 a.m. is our start time to 12 p.m., okay? So what we need to do here, and I'm just going to move down here a little bit, is I'm just going to make a line, okay? It's going to be a little hard for me to do it on here, but I'm going to try to do it the best I can. So my start time is 7:30, okay? So this is my start time. So I'm just going to put right here 7:30. Now I'm going to make a loop. That's why it's easier to do this on paper, but I want you guys to see it, obviously. Now I'm going to count by hours, and I'm going to count up until I get to 12 o'clock, okay? So 7:30, I'm going to make one loop. This is going to bring me now to 8:30, okay? Now I'm going to make another loop. This is now going to bring me to, again, you could see that I'm just adding an hour, just 1 hour as I go until I'm going to get to the 12. Now I'm going to add another loop, and this is going to bring me to 10:30. I'm going to add another loop, and this is going to bring me to 11:30. Okay, now I have to be careful because if I add another loop, that's going to bring me to, if you said 12:30, celebrate because you're right. That would bring me to 12:30, but I don't want to be at 12:30. I need to be at 12 o'clock. So how many more minutes would I need to get to 12 o'clock if I'm at the 30? Well, that's like me being here, right? If I need to get to here, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 more minutes. So I'm going to draw one more loop. And in this loop, I'm going to put a 30 because I did not go a full hour. I just went 30 minutes. And then that brought me to 12 o'clock. Okay? So now I'm going to count these. These are all my hours, right? So all of these are 1 hour each. So let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours and 30 minutes. So there's two ways that you could write this. So you could either do 4 hours and 30 minutes, or I would even let you do this because this shows, now you know, Sorry, 2, 3. I don't want to get you confused. So let's just stick with this, okay? So you would write it with 4 hours and 30 minutes. Let's just keep with our units. I don't want to skip ahead. So 4 hours and 30 minutes, okay? So again, these each where we're just counting up. This is kind of what we did if you think about it with Eureka in school when we had to count up using our number lines, or we had to count up with our arrow methods and things like that, okay? So just to review one more time. Anything that has a check mark, you are able to use your shortcut, which is super easy. You're just subtracting. Remember, bigger number goes on top. So wherever you see a shortcut, you are just subtracting. If it does not have a shortcut, you are going to need to count up, and you could do that using the number line. And again, up here, I wrote all the steps, step by step for you to kind of even help you even more, and it's a lot more neater and easier for you to follow, okay? So this is a lot easier up here. So you also have this model to help you if it does not have a check mark. And that's it. Here they're already giving you the time, and then on these you have to type in the times, and then over here you have to write the elapsed time, okay? So that's all you're going to do with the clocks. You have to type in your times and then write the elapsed time over here on the line. And that's it. So if you have any questions, I know that you're probably a little nervous. It's okay. Even if we have a little trouble on the ones that don't have checks, that's okay. If we understand how to do the ones with checks and we're getting the shortcut right now, that's a great sign, okay? I just want you to try your best. And of course, if you have questions, you're confused, I'm here. So let me know and I will walk you through it, okay? All right, 2, 3. You got this. Be confident.